Ah, yes. The weather's getting warmer. My neighbors were playing copyrighted music directly outside my window. The dog was barking because they also were mowing their lawn. I didn't miss this all winter. Oh, but people gotta do what people gotta do. There's nothing I can do about it. I think I'm just an old person on the inside. Like, I think genuinely, like, I think about the fact that I, like... And I don't usually get pissed when they have their music up really loud or when they're just, like, making a ton of noise. But I think when it comes to the stream stuff, I think I'm just an old person because I sound like an old guy yelling at a cloud sometimes when I talk about outside interference and outside noise when it comes to the stream. I don't know. Oh, boy. Hey, Gal Hell Dragon and Bagel. Both of you are here. Hello. Welcome back. Bonjour. Heyo. And hello, dude, as well. I don't think I will even know how to begin to pronounce that one, but hello, welcome to the stream as well. You mean mature? No, I definitely just mean old. Like I'm just an old person. I'm grumpy about things that are outside of my control, which sounds to me like the definition of an old person. So just Sam. All right then, Sam, welcome to the stream. How you doing? We are just about ready to get started. I have finished my pre-stream stretching routine so I don't get cramped up while I'm doing this. I thought about at some point getting a setup that I could like you know how when people they get up and they walk around at work, like they've got the setup where they can take their tablet with them and they can get up and walk around at work. I thought about getting a setup with like a mic arm that I could adjust up without it making a lot of noise, so that if there's ever a point where I'm like starting to feel like I cramp up, I could just stand up and like, I don't know, walk around with it or something. I don't know. But that probably costs money, and that is the one thing that I do not have at the moment. So, well, okay. I have enough money to get by on everything else. I just don't have spare money to invest in streaming software. So, there we go. Make the correction. What do you say we get started? Everybody feeling good? Feeling great? I'm feeling pretty good because last time on Slay the Princess, the Stream Edition, well, we actually finished up our first cycle of the game. If you've seen the previous live streams of this, you'll notice that there is a different thumbnail for this stream than there was for the last one. So the intention there is that this way, if you come back and you look at this, or if later you need to catch up on streams and you're not sure which episode is which, the thumbnails will tell you which cycle we're in. So the first cycle was kind of like the first playthrough exploratory cycle, right, where we just kind of try to figure out what's going on in the story. And this one, I'll still try to play it in a candid way, where if you have never seen the game before, you should still be able to come to the stream and I won't spoil anything significant for you. But it will be different from the last one, and judging by the fact that the heart in the thumbnail is red and part of the knife in the thumbnail is red, I think that might give you a little hint as to which direction we're going with this one. I need to know. What would it be like to live in a world without her? And until I get an answer to that question, I don't know that I'll be able, well, I was going to say, I don't know that I'll be able to sleep at night, but actually I know what's keeping me up at night. It's the end of the semester. That's what's keeping me up. So, saw your stream and your recordings? Oh, this is the beginning of the stream. Cool. Yeah, so we just got started, and we are about to click new game on, this will be our second cycle through the game. So when I say cycle, I mean from beginning to end, full playthrough. We already did a full playthrough, but there were questions that were left unanswered in the first playthrough. And this second cycle will hopefully help us kind of uncover some of those answers. So, without further ado, let's go.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I need you to understand, I literally clicked new game, and my neighbors across the street started up their music again. Thankfully, right now it's not very loud, so probably it's not picking up on the mic, because the mic is set to cardioid, which means it'll pick up my voice, but not so much the stuff around me. But it was literally when I pressed the button, man. Anyway.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
That's a lot of responsibility. I don't think we said... So we said these first two in the previous cycle. I don't think we said this one yet, though. I think we did say these two. This is just nihilistic, so I don't know that I want to say that one. Let's go... Like I said, I don't think we said this one just yet, so let's say this one and see where we can go. Can't hear it, so you must be doing something right. Well, that's a good thing. that cardioid setting, it's a hell of a drug, I'll say that much. Have you ever thought about how this would destabilize the economy of the monarchy by killing the princess?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Mm-hmm.
Is slaying a princess that
we
much
did say
worse
this one
than
before.
Slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Now again, listen, I'm all for the talk about the monarchy being not the most capable contributing factor to society, but once again, they're the ones through which the money is valued. So seamstresses create value by creating goods that have monetary value. And if the monarchy's dead, well, I mean, I guess the barter system takes over then, right? So like you can just trade the seamstress's goods for the miller's goods or the fisherman's goods then, you know, like I'll give you 6 fish for this tarp or something. So I don't know. A little bit of world ending never hurt anyone. We can say this one later. I thought I hadn't said that one yet, but so there's the fast forward button. It's the 2 arrows that are going to the right in the top left corner. So there's the play button, and then there's the 2 right arrows. If you haven't said something before, those will darken. The 2 right arrows will darken. So if you have said something before, then those will not darken. So that was how I knew that was something we had said before. So. 6 fish, interesting. Throw in $20 and it's yours. This is good, but you are bad, as Rolf would have gone as high as 5 turnips.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Yeah, I recognize that. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job, Mommy? We're gonna take a picture of your job of killing this princess, and we're gonna put the picture right on the wall of the fridge. Anyway, let's just go.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Guess a princess doesn't really contribute to any of that. That's up to the king or the queen. What do you mean some value? Princess values their cuteness and not kill-me-ness. That is a great value. Good point. Yeah, and I guess that's fair too, because the king and the queen are specifically the rulers of the country. The princess is just kind of the... What's that called? A regent? I think it's called a regent, where like if the king and the queen die, they're like the contingency that keeps the monetary value of the kingdom going, because then if the king and the queen die and they have no heir, that's when all of a sudden there's a problem, because who do they stick on the throne to allow the money to still have value, right? So $20 is such a good offer. For 6 fish, I mean, well, let me think about that. 6 whole fish in this economy, $20 is cheap. Yeah, you're right about that. Holy shit. In this economy, yeah. Wonder what time period the worlds beyond are set on or based off of. Using words like seamstress and monarchy. Also the whole hero thing. Maybe you're overthinking. I don't think you're overthinking it. I feel like it's probably set in like a... I don't know if it's Middle Ages necessarily, because the construction on this cabin is more than what I'd expect from like Middle Ages. You know, I'd expect like the straw roof in the Middle Ages, that sort of thing. So yeah, but I feel like it's probably like post-Middle Ages, maybe Renaissance period, but maybe not quite.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I will try to maintain composure.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
And maybe part of maintaining my composure is not doing what the narrator wants me to do.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You know, that might be one of the reasons why people don't get so ingratiated to what you're doing there, narrator, because, like, you're telling me what to do, and that's fine, because you need to set the scene, but then when a voice of reason comes in and has a good point, you just tell me to ignore him. Like, it's just a flat-out command. It's not even, like, engaging with it. You're just, nope, he's got no idea what he's talking about, and I know why you're doing that now, because we went through the first cycle, but, like, that might be why people don't exactly like you. Just a thought. Oh, you know, I'll let him say
The
his thing.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So, I just looked at my screen while I was in the process of walking in the cabin. I was like, oh, I need to tell everybody this. I have sauce in a crock pot right now in the next room. So at certain points during the stream, I will have to just go and make sure it's not burning. But I don't have to go there. Since it's in a crock pot, it's, unlikely to burn. I just need to mix it around a few times over the course of the stream. But shouldn't be too many interruptions. We'll see. There can only be one dominant voice in the head. Yeah, all the other ones need to be drowned out. And trust me when I tell you, the narrator would love to be the most dominant voice in my head. But, you know, we'll take the blade this time.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, in we go. Narrator literally goes, killed a princess. Maybe don't. Shut the hell up!
Creaks open,
Pretty
revealing
much, yeah.
a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I didn't really talk about this the first time we went through this process, but, like, I kind of really dig the it's synesthesia, right? Where, like, you'll have one sense and then you'll experience another sense. I think that's synesthesia, if I remember right. But it's like where he talks about how damp the air is, and, like, you can look at the drawing and I can smell what he's describing. It's just, I've said this game has good writing previously, but, like, there's, like, just little examples every now and then, and I think sometimes I need to stop and highlight them, even though I'm sure a lot of people know how good the writing is, but
Her voice carries up the stairs.
sometimes I just like to stop and appreciate it.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Well, and she also probably is wondering why she will be in a minute. She's probably wondering why we're wandering down here with a knife, too.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Anyway, let's just go down.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
That's worth exploring. A little bit more, I think.
Focus on the task at hand.
I'd like to explore,
And
actually.
there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No way, why would you even think that? No, I'm just here to talk, actually. I'm not planning on killing anyone right now.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
Well, see, that's the thing about playing one cycle already. I kind of know where this is going, so I figured if I bring it, I don't have to walk upstairs to try to get it.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat.
I don't know, man.
Don't you dare.
I feel like she's got
It's
some
fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
potential to
Maybe
be a
she
threat
really
still.
is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
And let's not forget, if she is the monster, wouldn't I rather she be allied to me? Like, if she's gonna be a monster, then why not, like, not get on her bad side? Let's drop the knife.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor.
What makes you
with
say that? She might be
unceremonious
cuckoo crazy. But it's just a princess, smiley face.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
You're welcome. So let's talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Yeah, so what?
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I don't know, you already got it in my head that I had trembling hands. What makes you think I can even use that knife at this point?
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? A relationship? Are you coming on to me? Fellas, do I say this one? I don't think I've ever said this one. I feel like it would just make, like, it'd be about as awkward as saying this one. Because this is, she's just going to be like, yeah, no, I just said that, dumbass. Oh. I don't know, man. Princess chained to some random shack in the middle of nowhere. Kind of sus. It's a fair point. It's kind of sus. Makes me wonder where the key is. Let's be dumb. Agreed. All right, fair enough. That's two voices in my head telling me to say it, so let's say it.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, I guess, but like, I feel like most people wouldn't lead with, it's a relationship. It'd just be like, what the hell are you doing and what is wrong with you? You brought a knife down here and then dropped it. Are you crazy? Okay, so anyway, I think I said this one already, but let's say it again. This is like the litmus test, so we'll go from there. Agreed. Make that 3. Yeah, there we go. So that's 3 voices. I think we'll say the litmus test. I think I've said this to this princess already, but let's say it again. Yeah.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
I figured.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
That's okay. I'll just keep poking and prodding until eventually we'll find something. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I've been told. Yes. You're apparently supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Why not? She deserves to know just like everybody else. Okay, there's that face
Is
again.
that why they threw me down
But
here?
she's not with
But
the
I
blood
don't
red
wanna
text,
hurt
so.
anyone. I like the world, I think.
You said that in an awfully specific intonation.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Just how long has she been down here?
She will not tell me.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No. I mean, that face makes you look just a smidge dangerous. But, yeah, no, they haven't told me. And if I'm quite honest with you, listen, you said we have a relationship, so let's not make that relationship as awkward as it was to start with. They haven't told me anything. You've actually been more forthcoming than they have.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, guys, right? That's her happy face. She's happy to think about all the places she can stab.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Ooh, I like it. She already wants to get revenge. I don't know. I kind of like this one better. All right, let's see if we can get her out.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
She called chatting with a rando with a knife in a basement in the middle of bumfuck nowhere while being chained. She called that a relationship. She said that in a calm voice. She's indeed a monster. Well, again, let's be clear. If she's a monster, let's not get on her bad side. Yeah, she's not evil. She just needs some fresh air and revenge.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Let me guess, you think you can fix her? No, not even remotely. Sometimes you got to be okay with how broken people are. In this particular case, I think it's better for her to deal with her own baggage while we stay on her good side. Let's say it that way.
Maybe
No.
it's somewhere upstairs.
No key. Hun.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would know. If there's no key, what are your thoughts?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
I could. Maybe this time I can cut below the wrist binding rather than above.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out.
What
Anything
a
to finally be
fool.
free.
I don't know. I mean, listen.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, guess we're not getting the key.
Is someone else here?
Well, we could try the door,
You
but...
try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Wait, what do you mean? So, like, when you say what do you mean, like, when I cut her out of her bindings? So, like, we could cut above the chain where her forearm is, or below the chain where her wrist is. And one of them will probably be significantly easier if we cut below, because then you're cutting at the wrist, which will obviously destroy all of the tendons and ligaments in her, arm, but she won't be using that hand anymore. But it'd be easier than trying to cut through, like, the radius and the ulna in the forearm, if that's what you mean. Yeah, that. Okay, good. Yeah. So because there's a lot of, this is the anatomy and physiology classes talking. There's a lot of bone to cut through in the forearm, and there's a lot of muscle to cut through in the forearm, and that stuff doesn't cut very easy. Even if you've got a really sharp knife, it doesn't cut very easily. The wrist is kind of like it's a spot where there's less resistance. We'll just say it that way. So, is one way better than the other? Not particularly, no. I mean, she's going to lose the use of that hand anyway. Good point. Guess it's a really sharp knife. Yeah, it's got to be. So, well, we're not getting out of here, so let's go back.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would
Oh,
have been
God.
so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
It's true. It is a pristine blade.
Easier for whom?
So, obviously, it's a little bit more powerful than just your Joe average sharp knife.
Easier for everyone.
Come on, that's Anatomy 101, yeah. Well, you can't really
heard the door
expect
slam.
everyone to know how the
They
human
locked you
body
down
works
here
every
too,
time,
didn't they?
So I don't mind explaining it.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
All right?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Listen, man, she's the princess. This is a royal order, so...
Against your
Okay,
better
well, I guess we're
judgment,
just going to cut above
place
anyway.
the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Hey, 8th opening. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We have started a new cycle. There's already blood. That's not a good sign. Slept through health class in high school. That's okay. Health class in high school, I didn't find it quite as engaging, but college level anatomy and physiology I found really engaging, because often what would happen is you'd talk about it in the class, and there was a lab with it too. So you'd physically go to the lab and you'd learn about the body parts that you were just talking about. You'd learn about skeleton, you'd learn about the muscles, you'd learn about the different systems and organs and everything, like right after you talked about it in class. So I thought it was really interesting. So
You cut into her flesh.
anyway, yeah, sorry, this game is a little gross. If you're a little squeamish, apologies for that. So the developer is Black Tabby Games. There is a whole list of trigger warnings on their website. Just go to blacktabbygames.com. And they have a whole list of trigger warnings about the things you'll see in this game. And considering this route is going to be more violent, this cycle, if you're squeamish, it might be worth looking at those.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Doesn't look like she really minds either way, so yeah, and that's fair too. That's where that one that's where that one vein is. Yeah, and now I'm trying to remember which vein you're talking about, because I remember studying it in the A&P class, the Anatomy and Physiology class that I'm talking about, and I'm drawing a blank. Oh boy. Pretty standard Slay the Princess stuff, yeah. Oh, now you wonder what route it's going to be. We'll see soon. Yes, we will.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
You guys are surprised by this? You said you'd be nonchalant about this.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Is it the tower? We will find out soon.
How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Because
It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
this chapter is relatively short, or at least there's not much left to it anyway.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
The one that people cuts to reset
I
character.
just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
With my trembling hands, Mr. Narrator.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
The prisoner, the basement.
Watch me.
The numbers, Mason. God, I'm dating myself with that reference. So we started this, the original cycle we did, we found this warn her option, like the very first time we did this. And there is a warn her option for this princess as well. There's a warn her option for the princess where you don't take the knife down, and there's a warn her for this one too. So I'm gonna warn her and tell her, my trembling hands are taking the knife. It's not under my power.
Stop that.
Make me
I
stop
thought
that.
this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Good.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're trying to get me killed. You already told me my hands were trembling. She has her own sharp implement now because I had to cut her friggin' wrist off. Oh, good, this again. Well, I'm gonna keep resisting. I'm resisting with words, so let's resist with body too.
The blade. Move the blade.
Well, I could move it, but it won't go towards her. I could just turn it on myself.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
I'm trying, but I don't know how much longer I can hold them off.
I'll make this quick.
Okay, thank you.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Maybe. We'll see if I make it that long this time.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Well, that was easy.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Well, that was very fast.
This is the end, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Well, I gave the royal monarchy the sharpest knife in the whole kingdom, so let's see what she does with it. Nothing, because Chapter 2, The Prisoner. Use my clairvoyance to predict that it will be Chapter 2. How
You're
did you
on a
know?
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Realistically, wouldn't her arm be like a river of blood? Like, at least put pressure on the wound, though then again, on different routes, her anatomy doesn't seem to be normal. Yeah, so her anatomy is, like, really bizarre to the point where, like, there's blood, but only enough to make it show that there's blood. Not enough for her to, like, bleed out, you know what I mean? So, we have a special princess on our hands. Who knows what her anatomy is like? You think so? What a mysterious princess. She built different. Jeez, this princess is tough, not knowing, even thinking that thought makes her even more so. Yeah, there you go. Whoa, this guy's a predictor. That's what I'm saying.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, I hate to break your enthusiasm on this, but she slayed me the last time, so...
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
That's true. We did not do the prisoner on the first cycle.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I don't know. I feel like he probably can hear us debating this.
You know I can hear you two, right?
Uh-huh.
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
You did. Well, anyway, all our answers are in the cabin, so let's go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Time to rescatar la princesse. That was French, so that was not a French accent, but, you know, there you go. Wait, is that? No, that's Spanish. Rescatar la princesa. There you go. Get back in the box. No, get out of my skin. I don't need you under the folds of my skin.
Go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Did you just...
Did you just say wink out loud?
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't. Wink.
I don't know if I like this guy or not. Like, I like the skepticism, but, like... Really?
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Yeah, it's Spanish, yeah. I looked at AR, and for some reason my brain said French, but then I looked at the rest of it and I was like, oh, princesa. Yeah, Spanish. So I've learned a little of both. I haven't done any French since high school. I did do some Spanish on Duolingo, though. So
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls,
Wow.
and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
I wonder if I'll find Sir Patrick Stewart in the basement.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Maybe he'll tell me to close shut the jaws of oblivion. Probably not.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Time to, oh god. Is that Russian? Because I have seen Russian before and I remember trying to pronounce it and everyone laughed at me when I tried. Wait, was it stone walls before? It was not, and there were not wrought iron bars on the windows, and there was no mirror. So something has changed in here. Perhaps we will anquillar la princesa. Yeah, it's Russian. Okay, there we go. I can recognize it at least at this point. Wooden cabin on the outside, stone walls on the inside. Yep, something's changed in here. So, let's approach the mirror first because this also wasn't here before.
Walk up to the wall
Although,
next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
out of all of the places we've seen so far, the mirror looks the most in place here. Maybe it's just like the filigree, which is like the outside, the wood on the outside of it. Maybe it's just that, but it looks the most in place here, at least to me.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
What mirror?
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
I don't see anything. All I see are stone walls.
Forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
That mirror,
I
huh?
hope you know how
I don't know.
ridiculous you look right now.
I don't know, fellas. Was there a mirror there at all? I feel like maybe I
There was a mirror
hallucinated
a
something
second
just
ago.
now.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
The wooden walls are covering the stone ones. Obviously, it ain't rocket science. Yeah, like the wood is a second layer of protection from the elements, kind of, I guess. What am I... No, I mean, I can take the... We won't have it... It won't end the same way as last time where, you know, we cut her out and she ends up having to kill me, because these things never end the same way. So... But I'm going to take the blade anyway.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Mirror? What is this strange new piece of vocabulary? Dora the Explorer just... Can you see the mirror? Click, click. I don't have a mouse right next to me. Well, actually I do, but it's on the table over there, so I don't think you could hear it if I clicked it.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
It's a mirror. The hero is just the rock. Alright, so will we have to cut her out
Door
of
to the
this
basement
again?
creaks open, revealing an old
one
stone
way to find out.
staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Doesn't sound like she's changed that much this time.
Does she remember us?
Oh,
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the
Jesus
princess.
Christ.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
So I don't think I can cut her out of that. I also, like, I know this is supposed to be shocking because it's like she's chained everywhere now, right? Like, we cut her out of one binding, so now there's 3. It's like a hydra. But I just like the look on her face here. It's just so... I don't know what it is about it. I just really like the look on her. It's just so, like... I don't know how to describe it, really. But it's just really funny to me.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Yes.
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
I mean, you say that.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Yeah.
Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Oh, don't put that thought in my head, man. Come on.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Oh no, she's stream sniping us. Is he streaming on Twitch at the same time as YouTube? I don't think so. I shouldn't be, anyway. I don't think it, like, attaches. I guess I could look. I don't know if that's... Yeah, no, because it shouldn't be connected to both. It should just be connected to YouTube. I think I took it out, like, my Twitch stream output, so... Let me look, hang on. Because now you got me wondering. Can I do it from here? Now I'm no anatomy master, but how will this work? So that's the first time you were sure the narrator was trying to get back at you for cutting her out of the chains the first time. I mean, you're probably not wrong. So let me check the Twitch thing. Hold on one sec. To answer your question, nope. I wanted to check and make sure, though, actually. It's a good question because I wasn't intending to stream on Twitch anymore. I was intending to explicitly just stream here. But if I had been streaming on Twitch, people probably would have been really confused because, one, the title is incorrect. It's still the when I was streaming Chrono Cross before I took my break. That's the title over there still. And two, I wouldn't even be looking at Twitch, so like people would have been really, really confused over there. So, were you Twitch? You only asked because it sounded like you responded to a chat message you didn't see. Oh, okay, that's okay. No, that's okay. If that's all it was, I understand. It's fine. Staring contest with the princess. Maybe just your imagination not paying attention. It's all good. Dementia is hit on all of us. I don't know if it's dementia yet, but it's okay. You're all good. There you go. The winner gets the kingdom and the prize of not being killed. I better get pretty good at my eyesight here. Okay, well, anyway, she requested that I sit with her, although I was staring at her for so long, now my eyes are a little, like, do you ever get spots, like stars in your eyes when you stare at something for too long? That's how I feel right now. I almost feel dizzy.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Okay, hang on, I'll stop moving. I'm still rubbing my eyes, but...
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
I mean, that's true, but you see that I'm still rubbing my eye. You know, hang on. I'm gonna sit down. You tell me if I'm sitting too close, okay?
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
Did you not hear me? I just said that I was rubbing my eyes. I'm not trying to do anything. If I sat too close, just tell me. Don't overreact.
As you move
Okay, I
towards
think
the
she's
princess, she
overreacting.
stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
You know, that's clever, actually.
In an
Okay,
instant,
that's
your
a
neck,
little more
both of you
clever.
drop into the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
What is wrong with you?
The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
You remember we already did this, right?
Drop the knife or you die.
You can't do that.
What is she doing?
We already
weren't
did
trying
that.
to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled?
Fair question.
How many times
Fair
did
answer.
I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Well, technically, I don't know if she can because we've already done this, but I'm really sick of not breathing. Stop
Steel
it!
your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. Strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you.
Just get off me.
But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart.
Well, that's a little more violent than I thought it was going to be. You couldn't see the panic I had in my... I mean, I guess I would have been panicking even if I hadn't done that.
Loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge.
This was not about revenge. You literally overreacted.
Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
Ever? Princess, forever is a long time. Are you sure about that? Well, your words, not mine.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved.
Ugh. If the knife is
Whenever
that
you're
sharp,
ready,
why don't you
you
cut
can
the chains?
proceed to your reward.
This is a fair question. Sassy Hero is my favorite. Her eyes are smaller. Hero doesn't see her as cute as the first time.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died.
I mean, yes, but we haven't died this cycle yet, other than the time she slit our throat.
That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
Well, this is the completely fair and just punishment for not sitting where she told you to sit. I did have stars in my eyes from staring at her face for too long, for what it's worth. But that was a bit, by the way. But there's a misunderstanding that has just resulted in a murder, so maybe I shouldn't be justifying myself with an excuse.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body.
Can we go home? I want my
He
soup.
said there'd be a reward.
Weird, I don't see the chains on her other hand and neck.
Reward,
Yeah,
right,
you know, and actually, it looks like they fell off. Like, it isn't... They should be going off the screen toward the wall, right? They're just sort of... Well, I guess they could just be under her, because the one on her left arm is curving to the right, but sort of towards us. So maybe they're just buried under her body. But, like, it does look weird. I can see what you're saying, so... Excuse me. Or are they connected to each other? But that doesn't make sense, though. Yeah, that wouldn't really keep her bound, you know.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no
Maybe
use
the other two are
dwelling on the
connected.
past,
Or maybe they
especially when it's
forgot.
already
Yeah, and I
set
mean,
in
it's fine.
stone.
If they did just forget, that's just a little detail. It's not going to be a big deal. But I can see where the, wait a minute, hold on, that doesn't make sense comes from, you know.
And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty, and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Uh-huh.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Maybe the princess ate them. They're really high in iron.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's
Yummy.
corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
So you say that, but...
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The door. Check the door.
Right, I'm on it.
You open
Yeah.
the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Good source of dietary fiber. Nom. Wait, where's the table? Oh, the table also seems to have disappeared, but I think we have bigger problems to worry about.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
I don't know if he's surprised. I think he just really wanted to have this moment.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
Actually,
This is your reward.
yeah.
An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay.
Oh, neat. I've never seen this. Yeah, I don't remember this part. I think I'm trying to remember because I did a couple of like little like not full cycle runs in a test play before I did this playthrough, and I think I've seen this one before. I'm trying to remember,
This is what's best for everyone.
but I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Trust me.
So, too hard to not be nice to the prisoner, you guess? Yeah, eternity, Eternus.
Like hell
That's
it
an
is.
instant death spell in Skies of Arcadia. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a better reward, if I'm honest.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been
That's
slain,
a punishment.
endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you.
Well, you know, I guess it depends on who's looking at it. In the narrator's case, he doesn't have to experience this. It's just happening.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Uh-huh.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Know what it leads to, but you've never gotten it this way, keeping it vague, I suppose. Yeah, I hope it leads to what I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I left myself some notes that were explicitly vague, so that way I could kind of... Because I played this before, but it's been a little while, so I left the notes vague, so that way I could experience it somewhat fresh while playing it, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I don't necessarily fully remember this stuff, so... So what's your suggestion, Skeptic? How do we get out of this?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
I mean, I have died and I came back, so...
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
I could have an eternity of... Or rather, something that is other than eternity, actually, if I do, in fact, just do it. So, I'm kind of okay with what the Skeptic's saying. Goodbye.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
It has nothing to do with making you lose. I just really don't want to be immortal.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
And you know, he makes a fair point. She's dead. What's the problem here?
I don't have to answer that.
Why? Do you think that she's gonna have some influence? She's dead. Like, what's she gonna do?
That's all we needed to hear.
Okay, I'm sold. Goodbye.
Raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
No, I don't, because you didn't tell me why me killing myself would be genocide.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay, it does go to what I thought it went to. Alright, cool. Chapter
You're on
3,
a path.
The Grey.
See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
I mean, is it unraveling or is this place melting? Do you see how much rain is going on here right now?
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
I guess.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay?
I mean, he's the shard from the last chapter, so...
I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
But I like the feeling of rain on my face.
So you've
That's
been here
sad.
before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
Well, a little more than that.
It's our 3rd. What gave it away?
She's dead. You won. Let us get a win now. Oh, I was wrong. Neat. Okay, well, hey, we're learning something. So, okay, trying to remember how to get here. Yeah, I guess that's how you get here. Dude, the narrator's guessing at letting us into liking the nothing.
Your open discussions.
Yeah, maybe that would give it away.
You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first.
Because then you wouldn't have to live with the guilt of the fact that we have condemned 2 worlds to death, right?
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade.
But she also perceived that fact when we stabbed her, so that means that her flesh will now be harder than our blade. Potentially.
And now she's dead. And I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
It's funny because you said something very similar in the last cycle.
You already slew her? And you survived?
For a little while, yeah.
Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here?
Well, I got bored with living for the rest of eternity.
Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves.
I love how nonchalantly he says that. He said, oh, she seems so nonchalant when she cut her arm off. Now we're all just being nonchalant about it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
Like, you do that to socks you don't want to wear anymore, dude. You don't do that to people.
Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
I was not happy. I was very bored.
We were bored.
Yeah. Narrative is very poor manipulator. Not raise your levels, but still pretty bad. 3 a.m. in your town. Have to go to sleep. Going to be on the next stream. Have a nice stream. All right, Sam, take it easy. Have a good one. We will see you on the next one. I'll post on the schedule once this one's done when I'll be having the next one. So you'll know. So, but yeah, take it easy.
There were
Thanks
still
for coming out.
answers that we needed to find.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
I mean, look, it did destroy a world. I'll grant you that. But
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us?
and that means that we got to see a new world. So is that so bad?
The world doesn't stay saved if you die.
Why?
And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Ooh. Well, good timing. That's my alarm for my sauce that I've got on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. I have returned. Let me set the next alarm. Probably a bit of a hypochondriac about this. I really don't have to be. I just had to mix it around so that all of the garlic and all of the seasonings can kind of mix into the sauce. And then in an hour I have to turn it on low so it doesn't burn. Other than that, it's marinara sauce. And the nice thing about marinara sauce is that the longer you cook it, as long as it doesn't burn, the better it is. So there you go. Anyway. Narratives fall from making something with free will, sticking it in a boring box and expecting it to be chill with it. I do wonder if the narrator expected us to have free will, though, because it sounds like, at least at first, he didn't... He kind of was giving us commands and he expected us to just follow them without questioning it. So it's interesting. I'm not sure in terms of... I don't even know if the narrator thought we would have free will. So that's just... It's an interesting thought. Immortality's only good in the first moments before you've done most of the things you can do. Yeah, then it just gets boring. Wonder why both of you dying doesn't save the world, though. If we die, we fail because she's still a menace. I mean, that's ultimately a good way of looking at it. Yeah, it wasn't raining last time.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Yeah, it's not much of a woods anymore, is it?
Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
You mentioned it in the ending last cycle, but you can't remember exactly. Yeah, I got to go back and look, actually, because I don't recall. This is the problem with not streaming, like, 3 days a week. For me, is that sometimes things I just, like, from the previous stream, I just forget.
And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
I don't feel like he feels like we've been through enough. I don't know if there is enough for us to be through.
No.
Yeah.
Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Yeah, but that depends on whether or not it's in a bog. You ever seen a body in a bog? Ugh. God. Oh, makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. So, what happens if we don't go to the cabin? Yeah, no, I don't feel like I'd ask this question because, like, I'm skeptical about what all this is, so not going to the cabin doesn't even, like... It's a fair question, but I don't think I'd even consider the option of just turning around and leaving at this point. There is something that happens if you turn around and leave, though, but I don't know if we'll ever explore that option. So, anyway, let's go to the cabin. We can figure this out when we get there.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, alright?
He said muck, and we're in the middle of a rainy bog.
What we do is entirely up to us. And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
I'm trying to think if this would also make for a good thumbnail, because then I could just superimpose the logo over this. Well, if you want a screenshot for a wallpaper, there you go. So... But no, I feel like that's too spoilery. There's a lot of things I don't want to spoil with this game, so that's why I tried to keep the thumbnail just one thing, you know.
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
Can I not do both?
That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
And right in front of us is the cabin, so...
We should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
It's the world we live in.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes. I think.
I love how he's just dismantling his entire thought process just by asking one question.
For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real.
That's surprisingly perceptive of you.
Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
I forgot that they said that right there. Sorry. It's just like, huh. Wow. Neat.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water.
Oh, good.
The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
So, not to be that guy, I've been in a building like this before in my lifetime. It's disgusting. But can we talk about that?
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her?
She looks like she's dressed for a funeral.
It's like she isn't even there.
Might be mine.
See? We killed her.
Well, she's a ghost now.
You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time.
I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to bury the blade in her heart if she's a ghost.
Before you can make a
there
move,
she goes.
the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side.
It's her own funeral. Wah wah. Now this is definitely giving old-timey time period vibes. This is just physically impossible. Get ready for the mold, princess. Oh God, excellent.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again. Yes, the mirror that he can't see.
See, now in this iteration, the mirror really sticks out. Like, it really looks like it belonged in the last one, and this one it really sticks out to me.
Mirror?
Like, it looks like it's just a
Some kind of
second layer in a Photoshop
Did
thing.
you all
You know?
plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
There's also no table, but you know, the figure that was outlined there looked like she had a blade buried in her heart. Maybe she took it with her to the afterlife.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Yeah, so I hope I don't have to kill her again, because that's going to be really complicated.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again.
And we've also seen what happens when she slays us with the blade. So maybe now we're being told, nope, no blade.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
All right, time for a parlor trick. Let's make the mirror vanish right before your eyes.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door.
All right, fair enough.
It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
I could do that.
Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
Okay, let's look at the options. Oh. Okay, well, I can definitely explore every option for you, and I can do it very fast. Bang!
Reach forward
Mirror
and place your
gone.
hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Thanks, I still might have stars in my eyes from when she strangled me to death last time.
Yeah, we can
Well,
see it.
she didn't strangle me to death, she just about did, though. Oh, no, not Knife John. What can I do without her? Not sure, the mirror might have a smidge of color to it. Yeah, it kind of looked that way, didn't it? Like, it almost looked more... Everything else is kind of in this pencil-y color. It almost looked a little more, like, brownish, I guess. I feel like the blade is the real villain. I mean, there's plenty of options you can take without it, to be fair. Narrator gently parenting the MC to hurry up!
So
We
much
have been
for
on
our
this route for an
reflection.
hour, so...
We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
What, like if she's still down there?
No way left to go but down.
I don't think you're gonna like how this ends, having said that. Well, let's go.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost
there she
feel
is
it
again.
settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation.
I better watch my step. I'm gonna slip and fall down the stairs, crack my head open. Jesus. Only other color in the game we've seen so far is red, so brown makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. A ghost. Oh no, yeah, pretty. I mean, it looks like a bridal veil she's got on her head, so.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
Great, the basement's flooded.
There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory.
I mean, she's something I won't be able to forget.
Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Has a veil, more like a wedding than a funeral. We'll see. Sorry about last time. Are we good? No, we're not good. This time I will say something down the stairs. There's a lot to unpack with what we've had happen so far.
You receive no response.
You know, that's fair.
Do you think she's upset with us? Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
See, now you and the skeptic are sound familiar, like the same person.
She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset.
Or that's all she's capable of,
You aren't helping.
which would be a lot worse.
Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I think you're underestimating what ghosts can do. Again. But let's go see.
As you descend the final
Oh.
step, the form of the princess comes into view.
Don't like
A
that.
bloated body floating face down in
Don't
slowly
like that.
rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Well, at least 2 of the bindings are gone, but
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
you know, every time you say that, something goes horribly wrong.
She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
Guess you have no choice but to marry the princess this time. I mean, I guess at this point. Oh no, this is where we get dragged into the 56 inches of water. Ew! And it's sludgy water too, because it's been down here with algae and stuff growing in it. Ugh. Gross. About to do the dishes, and this is ruining it. I can see how that would. Just the princess, in the words of the contrarian. Oh, don't be such a baby.
She isn't dead. You clearly
That was
just
actually
believe she
pretty
is.
close. I didn't do that intentionally, but that was actually pretty close, I
A
think.
corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games.
Can we explore the avenue of how would we kill a dead, bloated corpse with no knife?
If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this?
We're getting necrosis just by touching it. Oh, man.
Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You
Oh.
turn to see the shade of
Hi.
the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
So you do have a little
So
agency,
that's
huh?
where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
Yeah, how perceptive of you.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Yeah, because well, let's even think about this. Even if I wanted to retrieve the thing, like I'm sure you're going to suggest, it's probably, like, in the afterlife with her, so it's probably, probably can't even touch it.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
Probably. Maybe she just wants to talk. I don't think so. Just look at her. She obviously wants to get married.
Yeah.
This isn't exactly going to be
Let's
a
talk to her.
marriage of
See what
flowers.
kind of information she has that we don't.
All right.
She hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
I think we got the answer to that pretty quick. So, let's see here. I don't want you after you killed me first. We're even now. I don't need to do this again. I like that we don't need to do this again, but why would I even suggest that? What makes you think I'm gonna drown? I'm gonna ask this one. I think it's fairly obvious, but
She doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
I don't know, man. I know the water's getting deeper.
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a stone basement, so probably it's not exactly immune to erosion.
It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Again, why would you even suggest that?
Bad, I bet.
Yeah?
I don't think dying ever feels good.
And we've experienced that twice now, so I can attest.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad, and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Well, if she's not going to answer my questions, then I think we need to get out of here. So let's just leave.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs.
The
But you
voice
don't
of the
make it
cold
past
is
the
into it.
first
He
few
just wants to
steps.
be cold in the water, man. And it looks like he might get his wish, because I'm sure trying to get out of here, and I'm sure not getting out of here anytime
Wave of
soon.
water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Okay.
Come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
Thanks for the perception there, Captain Obvious.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
I mean, if we tread water, we can do it for a little while, but only until the oxygen runs out.
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out.
I don't know that we will.
Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
I mean, we could just go to chapter 4.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
What do you mean? What do you...
Dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
First we'll find the light, then there's...
As you sink below the surface, you see it. The body you
Okay, I'm
found
done with that
floating
shit.
when you first
Sorry.
arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle.
Okay, then.
Heavy chains pull you
Well,
both down into
that's
uneven,
terrifying.
suffocating nothingness. I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
We've found some of the body horror in this game. This time it's not blood, it's just bloat.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
I'm pretty sure the people that think while they're drowning are the people that drown, actually.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
I know, I did this to you. I get it.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
Well, at this point, all you're suggesting is that we're both monsters, which I'm not really arguing, to be fair. But no drowning. How about that? I guess we won. I don't know how. I almost died again, but I guess we won. See, I told you we get drowned. Yeah, there we go. Thalassophobia and claustrophobia going hard right now. Ah, weak. We were weak, but hey, we got out of it. So
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
are you sure you want to? She tried to drown us last time.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
There's that, and there's this. So We can ask this one first.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I mean,
He was never going to outlast us.
to be fair, we had died twice, so it was pretty hard for him to outlast someone who's died twice. He didn't want to die once, so...
If there's even a her to find anymore.
Yeah, like, I imagine after all that water, there's probably not much left of her body, and if it got taken away, well...
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Hey, princess, how are you? Hello, Alfarius, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Omega Boogaloo, indeed. Yeah, welcome to the stream. We just almost died by drowning, so that's fun. Love how no matter how horrific the princess is, the hero always asks to find him. he just wants to save her. That's his whole goal, his whole MO. Kind of would just prefer a dagger to the heart than that, but guess that's just you. Yeah, no, and I mean, because the thing about drowning is that you have to think about the fact that there will never be air in your lungs again, and you have to live for the very short amount of time that is happening with you, and that has to be terrifying and, well, I guess for lack of a better word, suffocating at the same time. And that thought, it probably is the kind of thing that a lot of people just get really, like, horrified by.
Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
I don't know. I'm trying to, like, picture myself in that moment, and I would definitely be terrified if I was drowning. Like, I don't think that's a question. Perceiving it from the outside, though, it doesn't scare me as much, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror there, fellas.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
I mean...
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Yeah, well, excuse me, princess. Ever wonder what it's like to drown? It's peaceful for the first few seconds. Horrifying after.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Wow, just gonna cut right to the chase there, voice of the cold, huh? Well...
I'm begging you, don't do this.
You know, and actually, I don't think we got a chance to say this one previously. We've seen the mirror in the previous cycle, but the mirror didn't scare you at all in this whole chunk of the story.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
Well, let's see if it's as final as you say, excuse me. Guess it's final for them, but it's not quite final for me. It's very peaceful here. It's almost as peaceful as the abyss that I was just drowning in. Only this time I can breathe. I wonder why I can breathe here. Is there air? Or does that just not matter? Probably the latter, huh?
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I mean, this vessel is barely there, to be fair. Right, I have to play this like it's the first playthrough, just in case people haven't been here. So what are you supposed to be, exactly?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
The city with no lights on? I don't know what I am, frankly. I died 3 times and still kept coming back, so...
I think that you are like me.
Why does it always have to be hands?
We are oceans,
Fair.
reduced
I think
to
it's,
shallow creeks.
it's just hands. I mean, hands are a very powerful, like, image in this game. The body part itself is constantly being put into focus. You cut the princess's hand off at the forearm, which is most of what you're seeing on screen right now. There's a bunch of different, like when you're touching the mirror, it's always with your hand, with your forearm just in view. So hands are a big, powerful motif in this game. So... is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Yeah, fair point, actually. So, did you want this princess, or what are you?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Uh-huh. And so that's why you needed this vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
Don't think you have to pretend that's your first run through. You already posted a full run to YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right, especially since like there's already, like you said, those 3 episodes there. So I can kind of do this in a way that's less. So you know what I can do is I can do it where I don't have to say every option like it's my first run, but I can just not give away significant story spoilers, so that way if people are coming in and they haven't viewed it before, they can be like, oh, okay, so he's not asking all the questions. Maybe I should go back and watch the first one, you know? I guess I just don't want to give people homework, you know? That's not what it's all about. Oh, nice, the princess is semi-transparent in spots. Yeah, that's that ghost thing going on. Worst they can do is searching and give you a fungus. There you go. Or scratching and give you a fungus. There you go. It's a good compromise. I'd like to think so.
This one is guarded.
I will ask the vessel question every
she saw
time,
herself
though.
as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart.
Well, that just means that the both of us were alone, which I guess makes sense because if you're both alone, you could be together.
Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
I suppose. So you said that I'm like you. I don't know if it matters if we know each other. What happens to us now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
The worst thing she can say is no. Meanwhile, the princess... Yeah, that was a very, very strong no.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Oh, really?
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I mean, I guess we could try that, so... What if I don't let you do this to me? You know, last time I felt a sense of responsibility. This time I'm going to ask the question.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
So, that's fine, but can you, this is the time where I'm going to prod you for a straight answer. You're very flowery with your language, nothing wrong with that. But what are your intentions?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
And you know that's fair, actually. So, maybe we can ask that question later when she's a little closer to her awakening. In the meantime, let's do this.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
42 years of bad luck.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now, I don't know about all of you, but I do remember what just happened, so I don't think her making me forget actually works. Now, I want to be clear. In character, it does work, because you have all these options again. They're all highlighted. You can say them all again. Out of character, obviously, that's where the, well, making you forget doesn't happen. So where's the trouble there is where's the line, right? Like, where's the line between you remembering as a player and you not remembering as an in-character option, you know? So, but I couldn't really forget that. I remember the abyss. That's what I remember, so. All right, we'll ask this question because we've literally experienced the abyss. So I know what it's like for the world to end.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Have you never met nihilistic people before?
I mean, maybe some people do.
Yeah.
Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Let's consider the cycle we're in. I don't know, man. You tell me. I'm the one asking you the questions. What do you mean, right? I'm just gonna go. Let's just go.
You make your way
Let's
up
leave
the
him in
short
suspense.
path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I mean, considering, well, you wouldn't remember what happened to us last time, but considering what we just experienced, do I want to say... See, now the words, so the point of this is what would it be like to live in a world without her, but now her words are ringing in my head. You can forget about me ever helping you again.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Forever is a long time. I just can't stop thinking about the fact that she wanted that to be forever. And I'm sure she didn't mean forever
The
like
interior of the
every
cabin
other
is almost
reset, but
entirely
like...
bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
She was so convicted when she
furniture of
said
note
it, you know?
is a
Convinced that it
plain
had to
wooden
be that
table.
way.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
The trouble is, do I want to lean into it?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't want to do this right. I want to do this wrong. We took the blade every other time last time, and all ended up happening was we didn't get it at the end, so let's just not take it this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I would say I'm still getting the synesthesia, but I can smell my sauce cooking in the other room, and so the synesthesia is currently being drowned out by the smell of tomato and oregano and parsley and garlic and olive oil. And I'm sorry to any of you in the audience who are hungry, but now you have to live with that for the next hour, just like I do.
Her voice softly carries.
Oh, that was vindictive. I'm sorry.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Yeah, well, this is a dangerous game, so let's keep playing it.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
We'll see.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
By the way, I'm just going to say it now so that I can apologize for it before it happens. The more of these routes we do, and this is just by proxy of us having done so many routes, the harder it's going to be to come up with original things to say for dialogue that we've heard already. So I apologize if I'm a little more quiet for the parts we've seen already. Once we get to the stuff that we haven't seen, that's when I think it'll start to pick up again. So just so that we're clear on that. Apologies if I'm a little more quiet for the parts we've seen already.
She's beautiful.
Of course, on this route, we
How
haven't
could
seen this
someone
part,
like this
but
be a threat to anyone?
we will have after this.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Yeah, and I didn't bring the blade, so now there's even more riding on me.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Can we talk about this first?
Okay.
Well, she seems friendly enough. Litmus test.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
And I mean, we've asked this before, but it's worth asking again. Is Princess your name? You never told me this. I'm going to guess by that she's either saying in her head, no, absolutely not, or what kind of a dumbass has come down here to rescue me?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything yet that would make me not trust her. I mean, just because she doesn't have a name doesn't mean I can't trust her. I haven't seen her make the face yet. Once she makes the face, all bets are off. We asked both of those questions already. We asked that one. What are you know, I think we asked the other princess this, but I don't know if we've asked this version this question.
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
Okay, but that's weird too, right? Because, like, if you've been down here for so long, wouldn't you fantasize about what you'd do if you got out?
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
No, actually, I was just looking for your input.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Okay, well, if you don't think I'd believe you for now... Hang on. Let me see. Okay, this one then. If you don't think I'd believe you for now, then why don't we talk for a little longer? Because if we talk for a little longer, then we can at least establish some modicum of trust, and then we can get out of here together, even. So let's just talk for a little bit longer.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Well, you seem to think that we don't have enough trust, so do you want to get out with someone that you don't trust? Because what's to say that I won't just do something very horrible when we try to get out of here?
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
I don't doubt that, but again, we need to have some trust before we all break out of here.
So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
Evidently, the princess hates that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
There's the face I was looking for. The face of pure evil.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Well, if anyone ever looked at me like that, I know exactly what I would do to them. Get me the hell out of here.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
I'm not worried about a compromise right now, man. I'm panicking. Nobody looks at you like that without wanting to murder you.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
I mean, I guess maybe the person with the keys will turn up eventually, but I just as much want to get the hell out of here. I don't know about that keeping watch thing.
You can't just leave me here.
Well, I can, because maybe you shouldn't have looked at me like you wanted to kill me.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
So you say, but I don't exactly see you phasing
Slip
through a
these
door.
chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Can we not think about that? All I
Either
want
way,
is
she
to get
dropped
out of
the
here.
mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
No, actually, I'm not even worried about the blade right now because the murder in her eyes was palpable. I would die if I went back down there. I'm getting out of here. I'm locking the door. I'm going home. I don't even know where home is. I'm just leaving.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your way. You close the
Okay.
basement door, locking
That's-
it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
Wait. Where'd the blade go? What do you mean that once held the blade? Where'd the blade go? I don't have it. Does she have it? What the hell? Also, that's not how you barricade a door with a table. You push the table, the top part of the table, you flip it 90 degrees so it's on its side, and you push that up against the door jamb so that or not the door jamb, the door handle, so that you can't just pull it open.
Okay, we can make this work.
But sure.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door.
No. I don't know who got it in your head. That's what I want to do. I want to leave the cabin.
It isn't long before you start to drift
No,
off,
you
your
stop that
eyelids
right
heavy with
now.
Fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
Because I don't want to have to hear what I'm about to hear.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
No, I think I'm going home now.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
Do you see why I didn't want to kill her if she was a monster in the last of the last reset?
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
That's very perceptive of you.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
I'm begging you right now. You get me the hell out of here. I do not want to fall asleep.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it.
Here we go again with that forever shit.
You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
I'm about to find out, aren't I? Because it doesn't look like I'm getting out of here.
Doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
No, she's gonna bang that door down in a minute.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so then why are you holding me here? Let's see. Ignore her and go to sleep? Yeah, no, let's not go to sleep. Let's engage a little bit, because even if it's not what she wants to hear, at the very least it will keep me from falling asleep with whatever is behind that door knocking it down.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
Did I do that? Did I tease you with that?
The
Okay.
princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
You want me in the fetal position here? Because she's literally about to break that down. What are we still doing?
You jolt
Okay.
awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
No kidding. Knew this was gonna happen. Now where is she?
Where is she?
Thanks for
Okay.
helping me get out of that awful basement.
What do you mean I helped you? Well, I guess maybe I didn't barricade the door very well, so... Okay.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working.
Well, it looks like she's melting, to be fair.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Alright, go ahead. Give me the jump scare. I know it's coming.
Whose side are you on?
He's on his own side. He knows we're screwed.
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
Oh, I can
Lying
move
about
her
the
around
facts
like
of the
this.
situation doesn't change them.
Fair. I don't think that's gonna make a difference when she jump scares me.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Please don't. Just release me from this hell that I have made for myself.
She
Okay.
steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Yeah, I don't think my heart is supposed to sound like the motorcycle that's outside. Actually,
Honestly, I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
yeah, whose fault is that exactly?
What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
What do you want to do? Dance under the stars?
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
Good, make them go by faster.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
We do, but as with most of these things, the end, my dear, is never the end.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
So, I'm glad that... the still images there are scary, but I'm glad it wasn't like a jump scare, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like jump scares are too easy to rattle people and raise the heart rate, you know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about that. Did my chat freeze? Hold on. Let me refresh my chat. Hang on a sec. Sorry. Give me a sec. This, and this, and that, and that. My chat did freeze. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. My chat froze and I didn't see everybody chatting. Let me catch back up.
I'm sorry.
As this ends.
But it is.
Yeah, apologies about not responding to all of this, so. Sounds simple. What do you mean? This is the first time we do this, right? Yeah, so we have to slay her, apparently. Probably for the best you don't remember that one. Ground, it's ground. It's like ground, you meanie. Guess it's time to eat then. Come on, use the brain. Let the silly goober out to talk. Uh-oh, it's that face. It's her happy face. She's very happy with killing me. Good at slaying princess. Bad at barricading doors. Terrifying princess breaking down the door. Perfect time for a nap, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we played that very well, did we? Oh, boy. Isn't there an option to just turn off the jump scares, or are you hallucinating? So, like, there is an option to turn off, like, where it kind of, like, flickers in space. So, like, normally that we just saw, she would have been flickering between each still image that we saw there. And I did turn that off because that bugs my eyes out. So that's why it didn't flicker quite like that. It's also why later on, when we get to the end game, that flickering doesn't happen either. So there is an option for that. Yes, you're right. You didn't hallucinate that. So... Hey, Chris Knight, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Voices jump scared. Oh, what the heck did I walk into? It's evil. I think we have to kill it. Okay, you're wondering about that. Yeah, no, you didn't hallucinate that. You're correct.
And you die.
I turned that off, so. Okay, but we're back to everything. It's just we now have to deal with Chapter 2, The Nightmare. But at least the chat's working now.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So yeah, like I said, sorry about ignoring everybody. Didn't mean to ignore it. I saw it and I was like, no, it's been an uncomfortably long amount of time that no one has talked. And I can see it like on my OBS, I can see when people talk over there, because like there's a number that says when there's active chatting going on, and so it bumps up and then down, up and then down. So I was like, We died? Yeah, she jump scared me to death.
To slay her. If you don't, it will be
more
the
forest.
end
Yes,
of the
yes,
world.
indeed. We have a few lives, obviously. So, all right, let's introduce the new character we got this time.
A terrible sense of deja vu.
We have perished,
you don't
yes.
have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
But the narrator has not perished.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best.
The narrator we remember has perished.
Shh. What if he hears us?
He can, actually.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
At least he's willing to let bygones be bygones. Let's just go. I know, she jump scared me to death. Why the hell would I walk back into that? But let's try not to let that happen this time. I got a bone to pick with her now.
And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
She only killed us a little, barely murdered us at all. That's a crime of revenge. I have a good feeling about this princess. Either way, it's a crime. It is a crime, but, like, she's the monarchy, so who are they going to believe in a court of law? You know? Voices happy. Oh, no, it's time to leave. House is haunted.
I don't think
Get me the hell out of here.
Cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's fair. When you decide to but lock someone up in a basement, they don't tend to appreciate that.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Frog, you got a point. Princess and the frog. I wonder if that ever crossed the developer's mind. Like, you seem to be some kind of bird person. Okay, the door's open.
The smooth wood of the walls.
Like, you seem to be a bird
featureless.
person, right?
The
Hang on,
only
I'll let him
furniture
speak
of
first.
note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
There's a lot to unpack here, but the thing I was going to say was I wonder if the developers had ever went through their mind that you could be like a frog person instead of like a crow person, you know. But let's unpack everything that's going on here. The cabin looks very similar. The table is still where it was. The blade's on the floor, so I guess we found it. But there's no door, a mirror, and all of these eyes staring at me. Okay. This is bad.
The blade is your implement.
Where door and a mirror,
You'll
yeah,
need it
exactly.
If you want to do this right.
But yeah, look at the windows. The windows are the part that gets me because you're so focused on the doorway and there being no door, right? And then you look over and it's like, oh my god.
Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
Yeah.
It's just an empty frame.
Well, because she tore the door. Well, she didn't tear the door off its handles. She just ripped it open. But I guess there's no door now.
Hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
Are those hers or other aspects of her?
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
Well, you got a point there.
So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Yeah, the eyes. And the table's in the right angle to lock the door. Yeah, there we go. If there was a door, now we could at least barricade it properly, but not this time. There is something in the window. Why is the darkness coming out instead of the light going in? Well, there's only one way to find out, but this is a fair point, actually. Let's ask about this one, because I don't think, we've had this option before, but I don't think we've had this option.
Very different.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right?
No.
She knows that we're here.
She does.
Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died. You certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Yeah, denying that is only going to make me remember that harder.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Alright, well, as usual, let's say hi to the
Walk
mirror.
up to the wall next to the empty basement
It's an
door
omen.
frame.
A bad omen.
It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
The only who has never left is us. At least your trusty, pristine blade is still there. Yeah, and that's fair, so that still means
What are you talking
we
about?
can get the
This
job
isn't a
done.
wall. It's a mirror.
I guess.
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Or he's just trying to get us to focus up, which is still really hard with all of the friggin' eyes through the window that can see me. Although, she also tore... Now that I think about it, it's not really that unusual that she tore down the door because there's no windows in the window frames anymore either, is there? Alright, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the blade, but at least this time I know she's not taking it if I take it.
You reach
So
down
I'll
and pick the
grab it.
blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I don't know if it's going to matter. She seems to be out of the Exorcist now,
Good. Steel can't lie to us.
but at least that's fair.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Sorry, voice of the hero, I don't do credit. Maybe come back when you're a little, richer.
The blade is the only thing.
Sorry,
you
I
need
didn't
to
have a
finish your
choice. I had
task.
to.
You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Voice of the Savage. Yeah, and the reflection reaches out and gets it. Oh, it's gone. Don't remember. Were there window frames before? I'm pretty sure there were window frames, because on the outside I think there's window frames. And since in Chapter 1 the outside and the inside look the same, I think so. So,
Those are the words of someone who
There was,
knows
okay, yeah,
he's
yeah.
sending us to our death.
I mean, yes, but let's go see just how
You
bad
cross
it...
over the
Okay.
threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
Never mind, I want to go back. I just want to go home, man.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I think if she lives here, she wants to be here, actually.
Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
Oh, not again.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
You know, I could have just turned around and left her here. Why didn't I do that?
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
Yes, there was, but no longer now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a leader's site. Yeah, this is something. This is definitely something. Not a place I'd want to go into, but for what it's worth, we've literally been to the abyss because we drowned in the last reset. So maybe I can focus up. The abyss, though, isn't really the part that's scaring me. It's the everything else. How hard is it to throw a knife? I feel like if I have to ask that question, we might be screwed.
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place.
Well, you may be right.
It'll be enough.
You're saying that, but he's got a point. You know, is it enough? If she's as otherworldly as she appeared to be at the end of the last chapter, then just throwing the knife at her or trying to use it on her might not be enough. Unless she's not expecting it. If I can get her to let her guard down. I'm going to think about this while we go down.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
He's one of those commanding types, isn't he? Shove others around to do his dirty work. Yeah, that's pretty much him to a T. What if we just move the planks randomly and she gets stuck there forever? End of the problem. Yeah, I mean, because if she can't walk up the stairs to leave, although that assumes that she's walking.
Emerge,
the last time we came here, she sort of floated towards me.
Planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
Oh good, the road forks here. Alright, party, what do we do?
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
We could, press ourselves up against one of the wooden planks, but something tells me it wouldn't hold.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
Do you want him to? I think we just need to roll with it.
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
I mean, I guess he's got a point there.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
Yeah.
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Alright, let's hold that thought down. We don't have to die again, we just have to stay under control. No organ failure this time, okay?
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
This is a game to you. Is my life a game? Damn it, man. We went right last time, so in the stranger option, so this time I'll take the one on the left.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
Okay, well, the path isn't ending, but... Okay.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Well, that ends that little game of hide-and-seek very fast.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb.
No, not this shit again.
Your arms quickly follow.
You stop that right now.
This is it, isn't it?
No. We're not doing this again.
Okay. A little knife with you. Cute.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna help.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
Well, what's I mean, my organs are shutting down. We just need to keep them moving, right?
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
Why are you scared? This isn't even happening to you. Okay.
How many times I'll get to play with you before you break?
Well, if you keep getting closer, ma'am, it's not really going to be very many.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt.
Damn it, keep going!
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart. Your lungs pull in a desperate
Well,
gulp of air
how about
as your
that?
eyes shoot back open.
I hate to make him do this for 16 years, but that was my second timer for my sauce. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Liver, nerves,
Oh, damn it, that's got spoilers on it.
lungs, liver,
I guess he gets to do it for a minute. Hold on.
lungs, liver, nerves.
Definitely saving over that save slot when we're done.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, 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 liver, nerves,
Okay.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
So now we don't have to worry about the sauce anymore because it can literally just cook till we're done, so that's good.
lungs, liver,
And my chat froze again, so let me go back. Hang on. So he gets to say it for even longer.
liver.
Yeah, even monsters get surprised, I guess so. Oh, frog. She can fly? This is so SCP, yeah, apparently. Pray. Pray right now, or we will all die. Are those stairs or walls? To be honest, looks like walls. Maybe it's best you don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be one or the other, but, like, I don't think that they're going to hold like a wall would, so. On the other hand, you give me another perspective. No, bad princess. Paranoid is your favorite voice, and she's your favorite princess. There you go. We 2 times. We are not becoming chicken soup. Throw the knife. I think this is 2. Don't mind the cosmic horror in the 3rd slot. There you go. Well, it's keeping me moving,
What are you doing?
I'm working.
Do
guys.
you want this body to function, or do you
Don't stop doing that.
Okay, whatever
Okay.
you're doing, please just start doing it again.
Sorry, I just skipped a line of dialogue. Hold on. Is it here? Here it is, yeah. There it is. And then the experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. So, sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to advance the text there. My bad. The what in the 3rd slot? Paranoid.
Are you sure? That's
Keeping
what
my
you
body moving.
Want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Just keep going.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Thank you, Paranoid. I really like the voice of the Paranoid out of all of them. Like, there are other voices I think I like more consistently, but he basically gives you anime powers every time he shows up, and it's just really funny to me. You have dementia, oh boy.
Can't decide
Okay.
what you want to do, can you?
I'm just having trouble keeping my organs working, ma'am.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
I hate you.
She isn't attacking us. Why?
Because just standing there is enough for her.
The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Liver, nerves,
All right, so we need to explore a little bit because this is this has not happened before. Obviously, this is a new thing for us. So
liver,
yeah, what happened? You jump scared me to death, and then what?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door.
Wow,
And then I was here, and now you're here too.
I really didn't last very long, did I?
I don't think I can move without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Well, at least you're cognizant of the fact that you're torturing me.
Heart, lungs, liver.
Why didn't you try being nice to me? If you need me alive, then why? I mean, I think the first question is fair, but I think the second question is a little petulant, isn't it?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Not by your influence.
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me.
Uh-huh.
You seem miserable.
I am incredibly miserable right now, actually. So, finishing me off is off the table then, right?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to.
Well, you're right. All it would take is to tell the paranoid to stop working.
Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
You... Fellas, with every moment... With every moment, she's making it a lot harder for me to want to keep her alive.
The princess
Oh my
leans
god.
forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Please stop doing that.
Lungs, liver, nerves.
She slowly
Thank you.
runs
Okay.
her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then...
Shit, make her stop.
Get off of me.
Hey, snap out of it. Okay. Deep
Yeah,
breath.
slow down. Let's take this in stride.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You're back.
Okay.
One moment, and then you're gone. Just like that.
We need to be careful of that.
Ah, and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
You have. That's fair. I feel like the only option to say after what she just did to me is this one.
I am what I am, and right now, I'm in control.
Keep telling yourself that.
So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
Fellas, she's pressing buttons.
She raises one long gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws,
Blood turned to MCDS
sparing
for
you
me.
another
Yeah.
momentary glimpse of death.
Alright. Anyway. Keep working in there, paranoid. Let's see. I feel like that's a terrible idea. I think running is also a bad idea. This is, this is a fair question. Let's keep exploring here, you know what I mean? She's just a little silly, right? Just a little silly. And she's enjoying this a little too much for me to be comfortable.
Oh no, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free.
Oh no, I do not like that arrangement.
Don't worry. I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
What makes you think you're capable of that? Yeah, so can you turn this off a little bit, please?
Like I said, I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
She doesn't have skin. She doesn't blink. Is she even real? I feel like you guys really think you can fix her. Am I the only one who thinks with the right head? I don't know if I feel like... Again, I don't know if I feel like fixing her is even an option at this point. I'm exploring my options here so that eventually I can find a place where we can get her guard down. And let's not tell her that that's what I'm planning on doing. I don't want to even let that be an option because I don't want her to even consider that. The less I tell her, the better. Alright. Fine. Let's just go. We'll see what happens after.
What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
So you say.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving, and...
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You could just wrest control away from us. This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster?
And hasn't that already happened before?
Shit.
Yeah. Give me a minute.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Can't say anything, can't say anything, can't say anything.
Nerves, heart, lungs.
Can fix her 1000%. Nah, she's a freak's freak. Now you're just letting her ruin your life. Nightmare is endearing. I do appreciate her playfulness, but I feel like the Spectre does the playfulness better because she's not actively trying to torture you with it. Nightmare just seems like a small child who enjoys tormenting like ants or small animals and stuff.
Go ahead.
And I don't think I like that.
Lungs, liver, nerves.
Right behind me? You could stick your hand through me,
You're not
man.
wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feedback. Just focus on keeping us alive.
Yeah, you keep doing that. We'll tell her to
Right.
not be behind us.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Besides, I get the feeling she's telling the truth. She needs us alive. Nerves, heart, lungs,
This is not going to work, but I have to try.
lungs, liver, nerves.
What? Are you scared of turning your back to me?
A little.
You don't have to be worried that I'm going to do something bad. You're too important to me now.
So you say that.
And besides, what if I lost track of you and dropped the stairs on accident?
Why would you want to do
I
that?
don't want that to happen. And I don't think you'd want that to happen either. So go on. Go ahead.
She urges you forward, like one might a reluctant pet.
Come on, man.
Liver, nerves.
Fine.
You place a shaky foot on the first step and begin your ascent from the basement.
They're like two sides of the same coin. Oh, that message. I wonder. It says message retracted on that first one there. I wonder what that's for. Maybe the chat caught something. I don't know. Because there's like, I guess there's like a thing in the chat that catches certain messages. I don't know. So whatever you said before, Pad said, and Pad, I don't know if I said hi, welcome to the stream. I think I might have at the beginning, but welcome to the stream if I didn't say that. Just being really scary, playful. Yeah, there you go. That's dumb. We're gonna die, aren't we? This is so cliche. She gives the same line of reasoning as a certain other princess for going up the stairs ahead of her. What do we have left at this point? I still have the knife.
You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your neck, your limbs buzzing with pins and needles. An uncomfortable and constant reminder that you exist, and that your existence is so very precarious.
No kidding.
You're almost there.
I'm aware.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut door to the basement. It would be a real shame if it had locked behind you.
Actually, that would make this easier, wouldn't it?
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here.
That's a good point.
The door was from last time. I told you we shouldn't trust it. I know he's messing with us, but you can't lose your cool. We need you right now. Remember?
Yeah, you do that. We'll take care of this.
Yes, I remember. Of course I remember. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. This is so frustrating. Heart,
Well, hopefully it won't be much longer.
Thank you. And you? You'd really rather us die down here than let her out?
Not like we can turn fast and stab her. Somehow you believe this one a lot more than that one. She's being slightly nice because she knows she's getting her way
Of
here.
course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy ending, the fate of the world is a little more important, and you still have a weapon. You can still make this right.
You know what? You are so right about that.
Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike out against the princess, ignoring the constant reminders of your breaking body.
You want to torment me?
Doesn't even move.
Then this is what
as
you
the
get.
blade sinks into her heart.
Guards down.
We did it. We actually did it.
I can't believe that worked.
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
Really? You know, honestly, that felt so good that I want to see you try it. Go ahead. How much worse can this get?
Can she?
Don't even give that a thought. I want to see it. You show me.
Already seen how she can change heart, lungs, liver, nerves. In her final moments, the princess lunges forward, tackling you, and you both plunge into the endless abyss of her basement labyrinth. As the two of you fall, you rip your blade from her chest, tightly clutching it in your hands.
Do you think this is supposed to scare me?
I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
Alright, well, won't be much longer. Bye.
Tears herself away from you and tumbles away into the darkness.
So that's just us falling in the background, but it's funny that that's the same effect that's used for the rain in the gray that we just got, which is called the drowned gray, by the way. That's that one. So.
Forever. But you saved the world. You should be proud of yourself for seeing this through.
I mean, I guess. Voice of the opportunist. Yeah, it's obvious what's going to happen. It's what I would do. We're doing Wraith, I guess. Yes, I guess we're doing Wraith. Never saw me coming. Oh, well, you won this time. I'll give you that. Yeah, didn't know if we were going to pull that one off, but we did it.
I can stop now, can't I?
Yeah, she's gone. We can have a conversation between us now.
I can. Finally.
Sorry you had to do all that, man. Holy shit, that must have been awful.
Are we really gonna fall forever? Can't you narrate us some stairs out of it?
Yeah, but what good would that do?
But she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. I don't like to think what that means for us.
It means we're stuck in the abyss for eternity. Again. Great.
It means you're falling. Forever.
Yeah, thanks for that.
No. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, I hate this.
You don't say.
You continue to fall. Forever's gonna end eventually, right?
That's not how forever works.
No, it won't. That's the whole point of forever. It doesn't end. You continue to fall, and you will only continue to fall. I feel sick.
Well, that's because you haven't gotten used to the vertigo of hitting terminal velocity yet.
It doesn't have to be forever, though. Does it?
No, it doesn't. Now you're starting to sound like the skeptic.
What do you mean? We still have a way out, clutched in our hands.
We do.
Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead? I guess that hasn't stopped us before.
True. Very true. We have died already. Why does ending her always end on eternity? It's kind of one of those things you can't really escape from, you know. Ironic, but fairly sure Paranoid is probably the most chill aside from the hero. Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of funny considering his name and everything. But yeah, the only one that's more chill is the Voice of the Cold, but that's just because he's kind of like he doesn't really feel anything. You know what I mean? So. Narrator's not even trying to convince you you're happy for having slain the princess. I don't know if this is his idea. This isn't the abyss that he wanted to give us, though, right? Like, we saw the Eternity of Bliss he wanted to give us the last reset. This isn't what he wanted, so I don't think he's happy with this one, so. Wonder why the narrator just doesn't say you're happy. This is what he wanted, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, in this case, it's not what he wanted to give us, like I said, so. Yeah, so we had another voice called the Voice of the Cold in the last reset. When this stream is over, you can always, the VOD will be available and it'll process into HD with live chat replay after a few hours. So you'll be able to see the reset that we did before doing this one.
That's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin. Why would you want to die?
Yeah, we had a voice that got eternity and got bored. That was the Voice of the Cold, so.
Because right now, you don't want us to do that.
Which means there's more for us to figure out if that's what you don't want us to do.
I don't. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die? Why do you care?
And we have we already have an answer to that, kind of.
I just do. I value life. Every life. Even yours. Especially yours.
You'll have to forgive me if I find that hard to believe when you let her torture me for this long.
Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value life.
But you value my life over others. What's that all about?
Exactly. I don't have to answer that.
Oh, that was the voice of the hero talking. I thought that was the narrator. My bad. My bad, hero. Cold as a chill voice. Huh? Yeah. You know, this is a fair question, actually. This is also a fair question. I'm definitely not dropping the knife. So, will this happen?
That's a grim thought, isn't it?
I mean, it is, but let's have that conversation now before it gets to that point.
But I suppose you're right. You are a creature of biology. Something will happen to you before forever comes along. We don't have to starve to death falling through an infinite void. You have our way out. Use it.
Well, you're right. And I'm sure the more of these that I ask, the closer we're going to get to that biology happening. This is an interesting question. Can you leave, Mr. Narrator? If we decided to stay here forever, can you leave?
I'm stuck here with you. I wish I weren't.
No, you can't. Interesting.
Feelings mutual. At least we're all being honest.
And it's good that we got that out of the way now, because we needed to get that out of the way now, before I do this.
I don't like this, but I suppose there's not much I can do to stop you, is there?
Not really, no. Hey, Jessica Starr, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Narrator, why are you ruining the happy ending? Bad narrator. Nice to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, we're heavier than the knife, so probably the knife would just, like... I forget how that works in terminal velocity. Doesn't the knife go up then? Like, it wouldn't go down, obviously. Or does everything fall at the same speed at terminal velocity, so it would just kind of float next to me? God, I wish I took more physics classes. I didn't have to take physics because I'm doing nutrition and dietetics as my major, but sometimes I wish.
Raise
Okay.
the blade to your neck and slit your carotid artery.
Well, that was quick.
Here we go.
Off we go. To the Wraith. No, since we're heavy. Yeah, okay,
You're on
yeah,
a
gotcha.
path in the
I see.
wood.
So it is the way it would just
This
shoot
really
up.
doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills us, it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Well, there's got to be some way out of this.
We've tried doing it our way and we've tried doing it his way.
Oh, hey.
I think the only way left is hers.
Speaking of the voice of the opportunist.
Are you suggesting we let her out? And why shouldn't we? It's obvious she's the one with the real power here. We might as well ingratiate ourselves to our terrifying new overlord.
And just like that, you've already lost my interest in you.
Okay.
What a jackass.
You've already been here. More than once, even.
We'll leave it slowly
Right.
behind each moment we keep falling.
So
got
you
it.
probably
Yeah,
already
got it.
know all about her and all
Who's
about
a skeptic
the
now?
threat
The
she
answer is
poses to
down
the
since it's more
world.
aerodynamic. Okay, there you go. Do have big old wings though. Too bad you didn't try using them. Yeah, I never did think about that part. Huh.
Then let me remind you how
Need to remember my
catastrophic it would
avian
be if you
biology
helped
at
her
some
leave
point.
in any way. If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it, yourself included.
Maybe the knife will get faster if it gets on the right angle. I'm gonna look this up after this just to see how that would happen, because like, well, it's an abyss, right? So it would have to be a vacuum. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a vacuum, but I would imagine that in that space we wouldn't be susceptible to gravitational pull anymore. So, yeah. I've heard him described as a Fortune 500 CEO. Who's that? Are we talking about? Hang on. The voice of the opportunist, a Fortune 500 CEO. I could see that actually. Yeah, no. Now that I'm picturing that, yeah, I could see that. Still heavier. Overboard. Better than narrator. Can't trust him for sure.
See, it's that last part I'm
Yeah.
not so sure about.
At least the
We've
voice of the
ended
opportunist
it
is part
twice
of
now.
us.
We even ended her once, but it didn't matter because it still threw us right back into these woods.
It did, but look at the woods now, right?
This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore.
There's a lot more spiders, or at the very least, potentially a lot more spiders.
That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end.
Drop a pencil and a leaf. What do you think will fall faster? Well, in that case, the pencil would fall faster, but as I said, I can't go to space and drop those. You know what I mean? Like the assumption that I'm operating off of is that the abyss would have no gravity. On Earth, where gravity is happening, Or does it not matter? Well, no, because wind resistance or air resistance is based on the Earth's atmosphere, and that's where gravity's acting. Physics is making my brain hurt. Let's keep going.
Her influence?
Yeah, Pat. Doing very well. Hope you're having a great time as well. Yeah, I'm having a good time. It's interesting seeing these options, because usually I don't get to play the more violent options in these games. So
I really should have said that.
Being able to go through it to
difficult.
answer a question is an interesting
But
time.
now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Yeah, well.
Well then, if the world's rushing to an end, that's all the more reason for us to rush over to the cabin and make ourselves useful. It's all about making a good impression. If we're useful, there's a place for us.
And you know, in a way, I did say something very similar to him. I've said before, if she's a monster, wouldn't it be better to have her on my side? That's quite literally the Opportunist to a T, so. I don't know if I want to let her out. It's another option. We have this answer already, but that's from the previous cycle, so let's answer it here.
Suspiciously quick.
Yeah.
If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no.
What's that supposed to mean?
What does that mean? I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate.
All right, I wanted to stop the physics, not jump from physics to astrophysics or time-space continuum physics.
So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different.
My head hurts, man.
All the more reason to side with her, really. It takes a bullshit artist to recognize a bullshit artist, and I'm one of the best in the business. So trust me when I say, he's full of it.
Yeah, so effectively he's a clone, yeah. So like every narrator we're meeting is like a clone of the other narrators, but because our experiences with them are different, they end up different from each other. So their environment is different, but they're not genetics, but like the cluster of stuff that they begin as is the same. So all paths, even those spooky ones. Yeah, there you go. As long as you're on the winning team, I guess he's not. Nah, he still sucks. Falling, there's no air, but we still need to breathe. Yeah, and that's a fair point, because we, according to narrator, we're creature biology, so there you go. Looks like we're gearing up to meet the Spider Princess. Oh god, not Quelaag again. I'll leave your mind alone. I appreciate that.
They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly.
Yes, the narrator sent us to the multiverse. I don't know if I was supposed to perceive that. There's something else we haven't tried. That's true. But I did see this through the last time and got tortured for it. I did say, how much worse could it possibly be? I'm doing it. Let's go.
You continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do.
I do.
Of course we do. We've been over it. Find the one in charge and make sure she knows how helpful we are.
Oh, yeah. Helpful. That's your word for it, huh? How can't comprehend it either. Yeah, like I said, my head's hurting, but it's okay. I won't mind on your mind. You can be relaxed. Like I said, I appreciate it there, Pat. We will
any of our options
figure out the temporal physics of it later. For now, we have a job to do.
There must be something we're missing. Something that would make everything make sense.
That would have to be something familiar, though, right? So what have we done that's familiar to us?
Maybe letting her out really is the answer.
I'm not buying that one, not after last time.
Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care.
Oh my god. Now you're just... Yeah, I was saying, now you're just trying to use reverse psychology on me.
There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, I'm done trying to argue.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust that if I were the one making decisions. Take it however you will.
Well, it means that there will be less bickering about what to do, which will make my job much easier. So let's go.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward.
All right, I get it. You want me to go move towards the door. I see it. I see what you're doing here. No, he's the narrator, but he seems awfully determined to tell us what's going on instead of just describing it. Why would people need constant reminders about simple things like being hungry? He's just trying to make sure we know where we stand. And sometimes that makes him a little hard to suffer.
The only furniture of note is... That's strange.
What, the table and the pristine blade being gone? I don't know if it's that strange. Where would you even put a table in this hallway?
What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
You know, this happened the last time, too. We slayed her with it. We took it out because we used it on ourselves, and now we don't have it again. But I suppose this is kind of similar to what happened last time, where we had it, and she used it. We had it, and I used it. So now the last time, again, we didn't. So it's a little different, because the first chapter, we didn't have it, and no one used it. Now the second chapter, we had it, and we used it.
Of course there isn't a mirror. There wasn't one last time either, so why would it be there this time? Let's be mindful of our position, boys. Without the knife, we lose part of our bargaining power. We should fold and beg for mercy as soon as we see her.
Please don't talk about folding. I think that's exactly what she wants to do to me. She said she could be much worse.
I'm sure we have too much self-respect to do something so worm-like, right? We can always at least pretend to have a conversation as equals. We did kill her last time.
You think she'd want to have a conversation as equals? Did you not hear her last words? Won't inject maths and concepts into your head all at once. Well, yeah, like I said, I appreciate that. That'll make it easier to go through this. Odd, things keep getting unreal, then it's not that odd. Yeah, I guess if it keeps getting unreal, at least it's consistent. It's all part of the narrator's job description. This is a hallway. Just a hallway. Why do I feel a sudden urge to defenestrate something? Defenestrate is such an SAT word. I don't know it off the top of my head. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, but she sort of let us do that, didn't she? And again, we don't have a blade.
Yeah.
And look at the bright side. At least everybody knows exactly where worms stand in the pecking order. At the bottom, which is the most important part if you think about it, because it gives everybody else something to stand on. The bedrock, if you will.
Yeah, but that's the problem with bedrock. Everyone walks on you.
She'll understand the value of that.
I don't know about that. You know what? Let's not even ask about it. Let's just go. Because I feel like if we just go, we'll know what's behind it anyway.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
Oh, I'm definitely being watched. She's right behind that mirror, isn't she?
Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now.
Right, but it's not from the windows this time like it was last time.
Who says being watched is a bad thing? If we haven't done anything wrong, we don't have anything to worry about. I'm sure she knows we're on her side.
After last time? I don't think you remember what happened last time.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Yeah.
This is it. The mirror's going to go away, and she's going to startle us. We better brace ourselves.
Alright, jump scare warning. It probably won't be as jump scary, but at least he's warning us about it.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Well, that's not a jump scare. Yet.
Oh, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
No, she's gonna do something.
Hopelessly staring into the void. I'm glad I made a lasting impression.
See?
Shit, where is she?
She's in there.
You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle.
And now she's
Your
there.
heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment.
And I'm about to be in there with her.
Then she, the princess, constricts.
By the skin of my ankle. Okay.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them.
Well, that wasn't very nice. What
Met
the
with terrifying
hell?
visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
How do you expect me to walk you out of here now? Maybe you don't.
You killed me last time, and that was after you tried to lock me away forever. I was so close to freedom. But then you took my body away from me.
Yeah, I suppose that wasn't very nice of me, but you weren't exactly giving me any optimism about you being a nice person when you left.
So now, I'm going to take yours, and I'm going to walk it out of here.
Take what? My body? You think I'm just gonna let you do that?
And
Okay.
You get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I guess an eye and I guess an eye for an eye. That's the saying. There we go. Yeah, she's behind us. Act casual. Might still be able to do something. Oh, heck. Nice knowing you all. Ow, 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 ow. Hey, Miss Princess. I'll let go. Here's Wraith. She's not listening to reason. No, she's not. So I guess we know what we have to do. There's no reasoning with her. Opportunist is so optimistic. Nice change of pace.
Great, we're all on the same page.
See,
then.
there's that optimism.
The important part now is that we let her know that we're completely on board with this.
Are you on board with this? I'm not on board with forceful possession.
Are we? She clearly hates us. I'm not sure letting her in is a good idea. Not like this.
No.
Oh, don't have second thoughts. This has to happen. It's clearly the only way we save our skin and get out of it.
If this is the only way to save our skin, do I want to save our skin?
Ignore him. Have those second thoughts. Have them now.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with the narrator. That's an interesting thought. That's also an interesting thought. I'm gonna say this one first.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just a thought.
It was all about perspective. After all you've done, why would I ever care about what you think of me?
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, again, the court of law wouldn't care much, considering what I've done. So, I don't even think I want to give her that option. I'm going to say this one, I think. Because, quite frankly, we're both victims here. Like, we're stuck in this loop that we haven't been able to escape from yet.
And sometimes victims become the same as their victimizers. Just because someone hurt you doesn't mean you get a free pass.
She's got a good point there, too.
Funny how she says that like it's a bad thing when it's exactly what she's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming back around. It went around, now it's coming back around.
Tells me
Karma's a
pointing out
bitch.
The irony wouldn't do much to help us.
Yeah.
You should be grateful that I still have a use for you. Being mine is more than you deserve, really. Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
Okay,
You
well...
remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding.
Well, that's not good. Okay,
Torso
ma'am.
stretches until her face is
There's a certain
practically
thing
touching
called
yours,
personal
her
space.
neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle.
You need to back up.
Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head?
You know that her head is directly above my... Never mind.
And crush you along with her?
Yeah.
Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the
Kick our
princess.
body? That's really painful. Ow. Beg the narrator for help, please. Anything? No. Ow.
Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I And the rest of the world are out of luck too.
So you say.
Look, she's mad at us, I get it. But it's nothing we can't clear up after she possesses our body. Don't worry. I'm what you might call a smooth talker. I'll iron things out.
Uh-huh. Sure you will.
Oh, will you now? With her like that? Good luck with that. Doesn't seem like she's too keen on forgiveness.
Yeah, this is gonna end horribly.
Okay, deep breath. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
This is not fine. You keep in mind that you don't. This is not fine.
Is it? Is there any conceivable way that this is fine?
No.
Yeah, I'm right. This is fine. It's better than last time.
Well,
At least our organs aren't failing. At least I can actually talk.
yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a good point, actually. Seriously, narrator, this is how that is? Well, that grudge of hers certainly seems personal. Or something like that. Narrator picks a great time to be snarky. Thank you, narrator. Alice. Hero's sarcasm is giving you life. He's coping. I mean, that's all we can really do right now.
She tears open the membrane of your soul.
Thanks for that visceral image. Piss off.
You're awake.
You broke my ankle.
Eyes
You
once
want me to
again fixed
get
on
up
the long
after that?
hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
No kidding. And I said piss
So
off.
cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
That's an apt way of putting it. Okay. Don't like that.
You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. The two of you are being incredibly rude. Hi, hello, welcome.
Oh, here we go.
I live here, along with him, and... Well, I've never been clear on whether or not he lives here. I don't think this is helping. We should try to keep a low profile.
I mean, the less she knows, the better. So you say.
I just want to tell you,
It's probably right,
Great
but-
a job you're doing. You're a real go-getter.
Spooky
Really
skeleton
seizing
roach woman.
destiny by the throat and making it yours. It's the kind of gumption a guy can really admire.
Please stop.
That was then. This is now. I'm a big fan of winners, and you're the biggest winner around.
She's the only other person we know.
I'll have you know that as soon as we wound up back in the woods on this go-around, I suggested that we free you. I'm on your side.
Voice the stubborn. Nah, you know what? We aren't going anywhere. Piss off. I knew the princess was your soulmate. I have returned, awakened from my slumber. I see something has happened in your time off. Is she a spider? She's a wraith. She really wants me dead, and she's possessed my body. The opportunist talking with the princess is just incredible. Well, at least she called him on it. Yeah, because I'd be stabbing myself in the back, and I kind of already killed myself, so...
At the end of the day, I just want a job. I figure if he's right and you're going to end the world, there's got to be something else coming after all that. And I want to make sure I have a place helping you run it.
I'm just gonna hold my tongue,
I think you should stop talking.
as he should. That is a terrible thing to say.
Look, all I'm saying is that whatever comes after is going to be a hefty management task. You don't want to do all that alone. And we are the only people you know. Possibly the only people left alive once you've done whatever it is you're going to do. So you'll have to hire us.
No, she won't. If there's no other people alive, she doesn't have to pay anyone. Do we have to have the monarchy talk again?
We're going to die. No, we're going to do something worse than dying. She's going to torture us out of existence, and it's all going to be your fault.
You know, it's a fair way to put those choice of words.
We don't have to let her out. I've been storing up a little bit of will since she forced her way in here.
Oh, you clever bastard.
Throw us all into the basement. It's better than giving her what she wants.
I thought I was the only one thinking that. Opportunist, hear him out. No, our leg's broken. Dang, princess and narrator, we need a hospital, please. Really? Do we really have something to lose? I've betrayed you, and so have we betrayed ourselves, and we're dead. Paranoid hero, can we get out of here? The Void has no hospitals, but the heck with it. Leroy! Again, ow! She wants to feel us up? That is so wrong. There is so much wrong with this picture. I would. No.
Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
I don't like this arrangement. Anybody got some scissors? You are the most insufferable person I have ever met, and I want you to know that before I throw the both of us into the abyss. To the abyss with you, ma'am.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss.
Because, quite frankly, my dear, I don't fear the darkness anymore, and even if you want to get out, I don't give a damn. You have no choice.
Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter.
Checkmate, my dear.
Now this is just embarrassing. I would have made sure all of you had cushy jobs on the other side of this. But you're going to make it impossible to patch things up.
Yeah, I don't think I want to patch things up. This is a terrible boss to work for.
It's now or never, no doubt. Just make it happen.
All right, we're going.
Throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was
Paranoid being the absolute goat again. The man just has too much power.
The darkness swallowing you whole.
That's okay. I don't fear the darkness anymore. Don't ruin this great job opportunity, Paranoid. Well, you know what they say. If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. No pain, no gain. No, princess, the pain feels bad. Back to the hole with you, Stinky. Poor Wraith. Better than stay with you, to be honest. I mean, we are stuck with her now. She's in my head, but... Why? I could ask you the same question.
Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall.
Because this would not have happened if you were just a little bit less of a torturing asshole. Is this funny to you?
I thought we already fell forever. Yes, but now we're falling with her. She doesn't get an easy way out this time, just like we didn't get an easy way out last time. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it.
I'm okay with that balance.
What happens now?
Good question. We haven't seen this path before. So I love the Wraith because of this, right? I love the Wraith because she just pierces right through it with sass that is simultaneously not meant to be sassy and meant to be so sassy at the same time.
But I want to know what he thinks happens now.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be in control of this, and obviously no one is in control right now but me. What makes you think that?
Why? What do you know that you're not telling us?
You're in my head now. You can tell us some things. Well, it's kind of hard to pay attention to that when you're trying to force everything else out. What do you mean? What's the cheat? The Wraith can shove it. This whole situation sucked. Now we have to stay with her. That's true. But at least she's not out tormenting someone other than me. Feelings mutual, my dear. Oh, hey, well, look at that. How about that?
What's happening to me?
It looks like I won. Take that to your grave and shove it. Well, that was harrowing, wasn't it?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Do you really want to? After everything we just went through?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Oh, God. Anyway, we'll be fine. Let's just see what's in the mirror this time. We've been to the mirror before.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Yeah, I know.
It's calling us. And not in a good way. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Of course you are. Anyway, it's fine. I will see you all, well, at the very least, Hero. I don't know about the rest of you. If I do something paranoid or opportunistic in the next life, I'll see all of you soon.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Hero wants to find the princess again. I love it. He's just so one-track minded. There's just one brain cell in his head sometimes, man. Just you and you and you. And look, get out of our head, Wraith. I do like that line though, where she says it in such a way, you know, it's just you and you and you. It's just a really good voice acting, I think. What's the savvy? Well, this is it. Beyond the veil we go. EBDB.
I trust you.
I didn't even see the EBDB. How did that
We're going.
voice actually match with that? Anyway, let's go to the mirror. All right. So, how badly did she mess me up? Not terribly. She just gave me some cancer. I mean, I guess if that's all I got out of this arrangement, it could have been worse. She could still be here with me. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, you know, of course she's here with me. We're back at the point of the hands, so we knew that was going to happen.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Can you imagine how many more voice lines would have had to have been acted in this game if every time we reached this princess, like the hands with the princess, it had to have been spoken in the voice of the princess you found? Like, that's a lot of flags, man.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Sup, spaghetti princess. Let's see. So we've asked a few of these questions previously on the other reset. I'm more inclined to ask this question than anything else out of all of these, so.
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart.
I mean, I guess I can't blame her for taking things into her own hands. I did try to lock her up.
Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Yeah, she's got the drowned Gray as a roommate now. Somehow I feel like that arrangement would not work out for either of them. Sure, there's already such a huge number of lines in the game already. Yeah, like, I can't even imagine adding all that stuff. There'd be so much. I mean, you're not limited by cartridge space now like you are in, you know, like old video game generations, but holy crap. Yeah, the game is 12 gigs already. It'd be like a few more, like 15 from all of that, I would imagine. Well, I guess it depends on how high quality the voice lines are, but I mean, I haven't heard any like static or anything like that in the background, so. It was, and only 2 voice actors, Jonathan Sims and Miss Nicole Goodnight, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and genuinely, I think they both do a great job with all of their voice lines, so we'll talk about that more when we get to the very end of the game. I genuinely think they both do a fantastic job, so. Let's see. You've been kinder to me? I mean... We asked several of these questions already, though. So, I think I'm ready to just go back. Let's just go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You're right about that. Yeah, it's incredible voice acting. They went above and beyond. Yeah, 100% worth every bite. Yeah, I'm glad for it because it makes the game so much richer for the job of the voice acting that it did. It's just impeccable is a good word for it. Let's say it's impeccable.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yeah, and with the hand-drawn art and everything like that, with the stuff that they added in the pristine cut, yeah, there's just so much good stuff going on there. So, okay, well, we've tortured ourselves quite a bit today, so I think I'm going to call it here. So, that's going to do it for today's episode of Slay the Princess, the stream edition. We got 2 princesses down in this cycle. We got 3 more to go. So we'll pick up next time, which will most likely be, let me think. I have to write a term paper this weekend and I have to study for finals, but my first 2 finals are next week on Tuesday, and then I only have one that's not comprehensive on Wednesday. So let's plan for next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time is the next stream. I'll probably finalize that by tomorrow because I usually post the schedule for the following week on Saturdays. But most likely it'll be Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so I'll just let all of you know. If it changes, you'll know in the schedule, and it'll say in the upcoming section on live. So, yeah. And we'll come back, and we'll work on this some more. So there you go. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, most likely will be next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And after that one, once I get my finals done, I will be free as a bird and be able to play this just a little bit more than twice a week. I'm getting kind of sick of it. I'd rather play 3 times a week. It just feels more correct. But we'll get there. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Oh, tortured myself for 3 hours here, but I have to write 7 to 10 pages for that term paper. Is that not torture in itself?